What's good, YouTube? It's your man CJ Carls checking in once again, back with another video. So listen, I just got off the live, and thanks for all y'all that watched it, that participated, and all y'all that are gonna rewatch the broadcast later. I greatly appreciate you. But I said, you know what? I got a story for y'all, and I want to tell the story because I usually don't tell nursing stories like that, but I do have to tell y'all a story, and y'all see the title. I quit my contract, my 8-week contract, on the first day.
You can live pretty well by yourself.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on the first day I quit my nursing contract. And I am almost ready to drop the name of the facility publicly, but I'm not going to do that because that's just not good business. But I am going to tell the story of what happened. Now, a friend of mine got me in touch with a recruiter. I was talked into it. The friend is a subscriber. They know who they are. I was talked into it, and I said, all right, cool. Now, originally, I had not planned on doing any more contracts until it was time for me to, I hadn't planned on doing any more contracts because I was just going to do school. And per diem was just the way I was going to go. But, you know, and I do believe she came in good faith. And she said, you know, it's a good opportunity. They're paying this much, blah, 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 blah. So I tried to do some research on the facility, you know, and I really couldn't find anything. But I noticed the area that the facility was in. And the area that the facility was in is known for being a racist sundown town within the state of Michigan. I'm not gonna name the city, but the people who know. With that being said, I said, all right, cool, because from what I've heard, I haven't heard much. Now, the nurse that put me on the contract told me about her first day. The first day went bad. The nurses wouldn't help. It was clearly a racial issue, according to her. And I was like, okay. Now, I was not going to go, but I am not one of those nurses that just take their experiences and make it my own. I have to see for myself. Not saying that she was not telling the truth, and not saying that I did not believe her, because I believed her wholeheartedly, but it was just something that I had to see for myself. I wanted to see it for myself. I wanted to see how those people were going to act towards me and everything like that. So Monday I went there, and when I got there, everything was cool for the most part. When I got there and I walked in, I went in and I went to go see the unit manager. I asked for my login. The login, the lady was like, okay, I'll get it. So it took her about 45 minutes for her to give me a login so I could chart on PCC. I'm waiting. There's another unit manager, and they're all in the office. Like they're in the office. It's 2 unit managers, and it's a couple nurses in there, the day shift nurses. I'm walking in, and you can literally feel the tension because all the day shift nurses that I saw were black. It was an African guy. It was the friend who put me on a contract, and it was another nurse who recognized me actually from agencies in the area. So I had asked, before I had even asked for the login, the one nurse pulls me to the side and gives me the whole lowdown. Apparently an incident had happened with a patient earlier that day. People had not helped them. The unit managers had stayed in their office, according to the young lady. So I'm like, dang, for real? They just stayed in the office while this incident was going on? She said, yeah. They were getting admissions. They didn't want to help. Blah, 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 blah. It was a lot going on during the day shift that she felt like the unit managers could have at least assisted with. But she had to literally force people to help. So I'm like, wow. And I don't think she's lying. She has no reason to lie to me. You dig what I'm saying? So she put me to the side. She said that's going to be her last day. And it was what it was. I said, okay. let me see what's up. So mind you, I asked for my login to get in and chart. After about an hour, I finally get it. Now I could tell that the unit manager was not too fond of us being out there. Apparently they had been talking earlier that day about all the agency staff coming in and taking all their hours. But the way I look at it is, well, if y'all wanted that much overtime, clearly y'all not picking it up because it's agency up in here, right? I mean, that would be the logical thinking. So I finally get to log in, and I don't get started till 8 o'clock. Mind you, I got there at 6:50. I don't really get started till 8 o'clock. The other unit manager, I start to notice, whoa, that was weird. That was weird. Y'all ever been talking and like, you ever been talking and you start to hear? I don't know. That was weird. Anyway, the other unit manager, she literally, how do I say this in a delicate way? You can tell there was some usage of materials, of some, you could tell some narcotics were being used. There was a lot of signs of addiction with this one unit manager. You could clearly see the drug scarring. You could clearly see the mouth. You just knew that this person was on something. So I finally get started, and I needed some things, and nobody can answer any questions. Nobody knows how to do anything. And I'm like, how are y'all unit managers and you don't know how to do nothing? So eventually I figured it out. This was literally the longest med pass I've ever had. And it wasn't even that many people. It was just the way it was set up, because we didn't have med carts. We had COWs. Now COWs, that's an acronym for computer on wheels. So we will roll the cow to each room, and each one of the rooms had their own medication in it. Now, if you from my area, you probably already know where I'm talking about. So each one of the medications had their each one of the rooms had their medications already in there in a box. So we open a box, we trying to pull medications. You can't find medications anywhere. Meds are missing. I'm trying to get a hold of the unit managers. I need this med. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows how to get access to the Pixies. So I'm like, okay, either y'all are stupid or y'all trying to set us up for failure. So after hunting down another person, I finally get what I need. So the one unit manager that I can tell takes part in certain usage of things, she goes outside. She says, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. With that being said, once she comes back, this woman is totally tweaking. I'm talking about shaking, eyes a buck, and all that type of stuff. Like, totally tweaking. I can't prove it because I didn't see it. But common sense told me that this woman just took a hit or something. I said, okay. All right. I'm in the total twilight zone at this point. So I finally get done with med pass, and I'm working with another nurse, her sister. She was cool. And the unit managers just leave. They leave. They don't say anything. You need a code to get out, to even get out the building. They don't leave us the code. They don't say nothing. They just leave. Don't say, do you need anything? Are you good? This is where this is. This is where that is. I literally had to go find other staff and pull teeth just to get little things and to be shown where certain things were. And again, you could tell that some of those staff were not happy to see agency. Now, this is the first time I've ever encountered something like this, because usually every time I go somewhere, they are happy to see us. They're happy to see agency. So that was a new experience for me. But anyway, they didn't disrespect me. They didn't say anything out of the way. But you could just feel the vibes like, we don't want you here. You're taking up our hours. But we can't be taking all the hours, because if we were, it wouldn't even be a need for agency, right? But anyway. The night finally, the night is passing. I'm charting everything like that. And around 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's time to start the next med pass. So I'm passing. Everything is going smooth. And I get done. Fast forward about an hour later, it's around 6:40. So my shift is about to end in 20 minutes. One of the other nurses from the other side comes through and says, "Oh, well, you all have to refill the medications because it's such and such day." Mind you, nobody told us about this. Nobody told us about this. What do you mean refill the medications? You guys have to go through and empty the boxes and stock the boxes with the new meds. And I said, not at 6:40, I'm not. Not at 6:40. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You can come do that. You should have said something. Well, that's part of your job. Blah 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 blah. No, ma'am. I will not be restocking these meds. Your morning staff can do that, because you should have said something. When I was asking you all for what we needed to do, what were the midnight shift duties, I could have did that at 3:30. I could have did that at 2 a.m. I could have did that at midnight. But no, y'all wanted to play games and be smart, so you deal with it. And at this point, I'm not coming back anyway. So she was mad. She was all upset, but she stocked it. And there was no water off my back. So I was just like, nah. This was it. This was a wild experience for me. I'm like, bruh, no. And I learned a valuable lesson that day. Just because a facility looks nice, and it was a beautiful looking facility, state of the art, they even had a Starbucks in there. That was the first time I had ever seen something like that. They had a Starbucks inside the facility. You can tell there was a lot of money put into that facility. This was a nursing home, but it had a Starbucks on the inside. It was like a whole cafe grill. It was a lot of bread invested into that facility. But just because the facility looks nice and it's in the suburbs, don't mean that it is nice. I never was the type to assume that, the facilities in the urban areas, which are urban or black areas, were worse than the ones in the suburban areas. But it was just a stamp that day, like, yo, just because it looked nice don't mean it is nice. And that's the crazy story, y'all. Like, that was crazy. I called the recruiter. Well, no, she texted me, actually. I didn't call her. She texted me. She was like, how did this shift go? I said, it was horrible, and I won't be returning. She said, I'm so sorry to hear that, blah, 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 blah. I have these cases for you here, and here. I said, no more contracts. I just broke it. I didn't care at that point. I guess the point is, don't stay anywhere that you are uncomfortable. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's your license, and you got too many options. So that's been today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all are running the numbers up, man. I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all doing. And keep doing it, man. I'm going to keep providing content. Hopefully y'all got something from this. And let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Have y'all ever had a crazy story? And y'all got to excuse that part where I was like, whoa, what was that? Like, I literally heard something in my ear. I'm not crazy or anything like that. I'm just not going to edit it out. So what you get is what you get. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.